watching one of those Ravens games where it's just so ugly throughout the entire game. And despite what the score is, you still feel like the Ravens lost, even though they won. Yeah, this is probably one of those.
Yeah, this feels like a dream. And you know just what I mean. You see my boy, he like gotta made it. Boy, he's a fan and he like the Ravens. And you know just what I mean. You two team, keep it clean. You see my boy, he like gotta made it. Boy, that's my homie, ain't that right engraving. Shout out to engraving. Noah Darius.
So YouTube team, keep it clean. What's going on? It's Engraven here with another video. And in this video, we're here to talk about the game that we just finished watching between the Ravens and the Browns, Sunday Night Football, live from M&T Bank Stadium. And this game had a whole lot riding on it because this game, one of the biggest reasons that I was just so worried about this game was because we never know which Ravens are going to show up. We always get worried. Well, me, myself, I get so worried about their lack of adjusting. And then so many times we've seen it where the Ravens literally have everything is handed to them. And it's like, all right, Ravens, this team beat that team. This other team beat this team over here. All you got to do, take care of your business. Take care of yourself. You'll be straight. You ain't got nothing to worry about. And we got so used to the Ravens just having it gifted to them. And then they end up being like, you know what? Return to sender. So going into this game, I was very worried that the Ravens would end up doing that. And they almost did. I mean, if you just looked at the box score and you had no idea how the actual game went, if you were only looking at stats, then the Ravens got blown out. They got blown out. But they didn't. They didn't. And this is why numbers, they don't always tell the whole story. Oh, they tell a lot of the story, though, because this game was sure ugly. Lamar's ugliest game ever. Maybe even his worst game ever. Because it was nasty. Nasty. But team, keep it clean before we get into it. Appreciate everybody coming through. Thank you to everybody who watched the live stream with us because we had a whole lot of fun. The Ravens are 8-3 right now, sitting atop not just the AFC North, but atop the AFC. Right now, after week 12, well, there's a Monday night game, but I think it's between Washington and Seahawks. So it ain't got nothing to do with us. But after week 12, these guys are at the top of the conference. Injury after 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 injury. They're sitting at the top of the conference. Appreciate that, Quan. I just want to play a complete game next week. Wouldn't count on it, but we can hope. We can hope. But anyway, getting into this game, shout out to the defense. All this week, video after video, we've been talking about it all week long. My biggest frustration with Wink was the lack of adjustments. You do not have the players that you once had. You do not have the corners that you once had. And even when you see your corners struggling, even your top corner, Marlon Humphrey, you see them struggling, you continue to not put them in position to succeed. You continue to not give them help. Your safeties hardly even will play safety. If you see something not working, you would not go away from it. You wouldn't change from it. You wouldn't adjust to it. And I know Wink, a lot of times he can be stubborn because he's like, live by, die by this blitz. Y'all know how I feel about the blitz. Y'all know I'm all day about that blitz. We know that. We know that's his personality, his game personality, the way he calls games and whatnot. And we know, and I know a lot of people love to bring up, hey, you guys talking about you don't like Wink. What about the last 2 years, man, with the Ravens? Top defenses. Guess what? Those last 2 years were in the past. This is about right here, right now. So then people will take that and say, well, Look what he's working with. He doesn't even have all his guys. And that was my biggest issue. He doesn't and didn't have all his guys, but he still was calling plays like he had all his guys. He wasn't adjusting to the situation. But tonight, he adjusted to the situation. Would you look at that? This guy, sometimes he rushed 4, sometimes he rushed 5. There was one time, I think on the Baker Mayfield, on the little boobly play where he turned into Mark Sanchez and he fumbled the ball by himself. I think Wink rushed like 6 on that play, and it worked. But Wink wasn't just sending the house. He was playing good situational football. And Wink's defense didn't even give up a touchdown tonight. Because that David Njoku catch wasn't a catch. It was not a catch. It hit the ground. That was not a touchdown. So this was the thing with Wink, man. This is all I wanted. I can't say we. I know some of y'all wanted it too, but this is all that I wanted personally, because I can obviously only speak for myself. But I just wanted him to adjust to what the situation was. I never said, "Oh no, Wink doesn't need to blitz at all." No, not that. He just needs to do it the right way. Needs to do it the right way situationally. And in this game, he did. And I'm not saying that he did just because the Ravens won. No, I'm saying he did because of what we just saw. Even if the Ravens would have lost, the game that he called tonight, thumbs up, Wink. You're good. Now we just want to see consistency. We just want to see consistency moving forward. But this game was a great game from the defense. From the defense. Patrick Queen. Woo-hoo! That concept of putting guys in position to succeed. Patrick Queen, he struggled this year. It was rough early on this year. What did they do? They moved him. They changed his position. They moved him for what? Mike, linebacker to wheel. So they changed him from being Batman to being Robin. And he has excelled ever since. Patrick Queen tonight, my favorite play from Patrick Queen was the fact that on the blitz, there was a blitz where he timed it perfectly and he blew up the play in the backfield. It was a running play. He timed the snap perfectly. Baker Mayfield sent Jarvis Landry in motion. And Patrick Queen, he started running up to the line and perfect timing. It was like one of those Troy Polamalu plays. And I know Ravens fan, oh man, why are you comparing him to Troy Polamalu? Okay, I got a better one for you. It's like that Ray Lewis play in that Chargers game way back when on the 4th down to win the game, where he timed it perfectly and hit Darren Sproles in the backfield. It was like that. Appreciate that, Lando. Our coaches aren't putting our players in position to succeed. We're calling plays on offense and defense for starting personnel, but we're injured and not calling plays for an injured personnel. That was my thing. That was my frustration with Wink. But in this game, he fixed it. No Jimmy Smith, no Chris Westry. Anthony Avery came back. Tay, he was back in there too, so that was nice. And of course, Marlon Humphrey continues to play. But they did their thing. And yes, Wink playing with confidence. Like my guy Dante just said, Patrick Queen was playing with confidence, and he was. He was. When you play with confidence, you believe in yourself and you do things faster. If you're not playing with confidence, you're going to second guess. You're going to overthink stuff, and you're going to be like, oh, should I do it? Maybe I should. Maybe I should. And it's dangerous to play like that. Because if you're second guessing on a football field and things are moving at 120 miles per hour, that's very dangerous. You can get yourself hurt like that. I mean, you can get yourself hurt doing anything, but if you're second guessing on that field live, it's not a good look, my friends. But now Patrick Queen has been put into a position where he's been succeeding. They fixed that. And again, Ravens coaching staff, they just got to have humility. Be willing to be like, oh, you know what? Let's fix it. You know what? Oh, that was wrong by me. Oh, you know what? Okay, we can adjust it. Oh, okay, we can change that. Wink did that tonight. He did that tonight. You saw Brandon Stevens back. You saw Chuck Clark even back sometimes, even though you did see Chuck Clark around the line of scrimmage a lot too. But there were plays where the safeties, they got to be safeties. The Ravens did their best covering the middle of the field. Now, there were some plays now too where, especially like throughout the game, really, in the fourth quarter, they tightened it up a lot. But quarters 1 through 3, there were some plays where Browns players were just running wide open. And Ravens even got saved a couple times too, because Browns players, they dropped the ball. They dropped a couple of them too that would have been big chunk plays. But we, of course, weren't complaining at all because that's part of the game. Drops happen. Trust me, we know. But the defense, they did their thing tonight overall, and they held it down. My guy Josh said, I really think that's why there's been so many last-minute wins this year. It's like they insist on sticking to the game plan until it's mathematically impossible to wait any longer. That's the stubbornness. Raven, you got to be willing to change stuff a lot sooner. You got to be willing to adjust a lot sooner. You can't be stubborn like that, man. Chuck Brick Hands Clark. See, we got another reminder tonight of why Chuck Clark plays defense. And that's not the first pick that Chuck Clark dropped. And it won't be the last. I mean, everybody drops picks except the Browns. Those Browns, they don't drop any picks, man. We're going to talk about their defense in a little bit. But for Ravens defense, yes, Patrick Queen, this was probably my favorite game from Patrick Queen this year. He showed out. And I loved it. Changed the run formations. Oh yeah, I mean, I think the bigger thing is the offensive line in my book. It's the offensive line. The offensive line is the biggest issue. I gave Wink a lot of slander. He proved me wrong. Yeah, he did his thing tonight, man. Did his thing tonight for sure. And like I said, yeah, Patrick Queen, best game of the year in my opinion for Patrick Queen tonight. Best one. Marlon Humphrey, he besides the pass interference, because Marlon Humphrey, very touchy-feely cornerback. Besides that, he had a pretty good game tonight too. He had a pretty good game overall tonight. Just didn't really give up much. Made some nice breakups. Made a nice hit when somebody dropped the ball right in front of him to ensure that that remained a drop. It didn't turn into a catch. He had a good game. Appreciate that, Jersey Mike. We need to give Anthony Weaver flowers. The defensive ends are balling. Adafe away. He had a really good game tonight, too. Browns, they ran that trick, and Adafe away was getting double teamed. He was getting held all night. He was getting chipped. He was getting all of that stuff. But it just goes to show this guy's impact. Browns ran that trick play where initially they had, I think they were like in split backs formation, whatever it was. They initially had Baker Mayfield and Jarvis Landry was lined up on one side, and I think either Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt was lined up on the other. So then Jarvis Landry and Baker Mayfield, they switched, and Jarvis Landry was lined up behind the center. Not under center, but behind the center. Jarvis Landry snapped the ball. He was looking for something. We know Jarvis Landry could throw the ball, but he was looking for something. Adafe away, hot pursuit, running. Bow! Knocked it out. Forced fumble. Oh, Ravens recover. Wow. Beautiful. Somebody else who had a phenomenal game, but we're going to get to it. That Njoku was definitely incomplete. Appreciate that, Tone. He said, hope you and the family had a great Thanksgiving. Lamar and Mahomes are prime examples as to why you shouldn't let an explosive QB run to his dominant arm. Oh, a weekly highlight reel can happen. And that was a touchdown to Andrews. Ooh. Well, it certainly was. That's true. Because if they're running to the left side, that can make it harder because you got to sort of throw across your body. But if you're running to your right, that can make it easier because it makes the throwing process a lot smoother. So that's a really good point. Bowser. I know a lot of people saying Bowser's best game of the year came last week against the Bears. And it was a really, really great game. This one was too. And Bowser is, I know Harbaugh, one of the phrases Harbaugh loves to use is stacking practices. Whenever he talks about somebody getting more opportunities, he says it starts in practice and they got to keep stacking good practices because that's where everything starts. But Bowser took it a step further and he's been stacking games. Now, Bowser is somebody who we expected the Ravens to keep him out of everybody. We knew they weren't keeping Yannick Ngakoue. With Judon, we didn't think they were going to keep Judon. We figured Bowser would be the cheapest option. And he definitely was because I think his deal is like worth like $4.5 million per year, maybe $5.4 million per year, it's something crazy cheap. But in this game, he deserved a raise for this game alone. Bowser was on it. And he even missed a sack too. But Bowser was certainly on it. And he was getting the best of Brown's right tackle. Bowser was just super active in this game. That's why he's been wearing them gold cleats. He wear them gold cleats for a reason. You can't wear them gold cleats and play sorry now. You can't do that. And Bowser like, hey, I got these gold cleats on for a reason. Appreciate that, Lando. Bateman is going to want to trade. We use him barely. I was very confused with Bateman because I saw him a lot in the first half, and in the second half, I don't remember really seeing him much at all. I don't know what was going on with that. I was lost. I don't know what happened. But we're going to talk about offense in a bit. But the defense, Tavon Young, he was quiet today. And that's a good thing for a corner. Unless they're getting like interceptions and stuff. But if a corner has a loud game, if you hear a lot about a corner, then that's usually not a good thing. But he was quiet today, so that was good. He been doing this thing. Anthony Averett, he was also quiet. Like I didn't see Anthony Averett like hardly get any action. That's a good thing. Had a bounce back game. I mean, well, he literally had a bounce back game because he ain't played last week. So he came back in this game and did his thing. I did not hear him like at all. Josh said Tavon has quietly had an excellent year. He tackles too. 4 marks for him this year. Yeah, with Tavon Young. See, that's the thing. He one thing about him that's very underrated is his physicality. He is not afraid to tackle anybody. He's smart. He goes low. He goes for those legs. He don't try to outmuscle you because he ain't gonna outmuscle nobody. He goes for them legs. And he makes some really, really nice tackles. And he's been doing that throughout his whole career. But that's one thing he's been very, very consistent at. He said, for some reason, Baker kept trying Marlon. It's because nobody's scared of Marlon Humphrey this year. They're not. They know he's been struggling this year. They're not scared of him. Orlando says, see how we get sacks when we don't rush? Well, we do rush, because if we didn't rush, then it'd be 11 people drop back. But we don't rush everybody. We ain't got to send the house every time. Again, situational stuff, man. Situational stuff. That's all it's about. Baker was getting hit a lot tonight. Baker was under pressure a lot tonight. And he got some offensive line back. Oh, and another thing, too, about the defense tonight that I know I was worried about. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. They just got both of those guys back together on the field for the first time in a long time. I think they got Chubb back like last week, I think, and they got Kareem Hunt back this week. And they even got one of their starting offensive linemen back this week, too. I was thinking like, oh, man. And Ravens don't have Calais Campbell. Oh, boy. This could be a long night for that run defense. But Ravens said, nope, not tonight. Not happening. Appreciate that, Nick. Ravens have 4+ options to catch, so one will suffer. That's true. But to see him like not out there like at all was just weird. But Ravens did a phenomenal job not allowing the Browns running game to go off. That was something I was so afraid of, because and that helped the Ravens defense so much. Well, the Ravens defense helped the Ravens defense, but it made the job not easy, but easier for the Ravens defense, because when, Browns, they play action. If they can run the ball well, then your play action, it works that much more. But if you can't run the ball, ain't nobody biting on the play action. Now, Ravens, they had bit on some play actions now. And again, there were some plays where some guys were just wide open. But Ravens, they did a phenomenal job in run defense tonight. Yes, that's true. Brandon Williams has caught a lot of flack this year, but this game, he looked like his old self. Yes, he did his thing. Football World said, props to Baker for the injury fight, though. Yeah, Baker did his thing. He did his thing. And his team, they were always in it. They were always in it. There wasn't a point in time in this game when it was what did we go up 10-0 or was it 10-3? No, it was 6-3 at one point. So it was 13-3. That's what it was. When we went up 13-3, I don't think any Ravens fans were thinking, oh yeah, we got this game over. Nope. Nobody was on that, because we know how these Ravens games have gone, and we know that these dudes, it's the craziest thing to watch it every week. But we're crazy, so we watch it every week. And watching it every week makes us crazy. But we love it. That's why we're crazy. So anyway, these guys, wow, they are just a wild bunch. But yeah, shout out to the defense. They did the thing. And shout out to Broderick Washington, too. Broderick Washington was in there making some noise. Matabike, He was a little quiet, but he made a couple plays too. And there was one play specifically where who got the tackle? I forgot who got the tackle, but Matabike, like, he moved his offensive lineman out the way and was reaching for Chubb. Chubb was trying to get around the edge, but he couldn't make it. Then Broderick Washington, he was reaching for him because around his offensive lineman, so Chubb tried to go the other way, and then somebody made a tackle in the backfield. I forgot who it was, but it was nice, man. It was just great. The defense, they showed up. And the defense, they deserve, it was Chuck? Okay, appreciate it. The defense, they deserve even more credit because in this game, the offense was dead. They weren't moving the ball. They kept turning the ball over. Lamar threw 4 picks. The offense was just not helping them out whatsoever. But the defense, and we've seen games this year where the defense is holding it down. They holding it down. And Lamar and the offense, they just not doing anything. And then the defense will make another stop. Then Lamar and the offense, punt. Defense will make another stop. Lamar and the offense, punt. And it just rinse, repeat. Rinse and repeat. And it's so frustrating because it's like, man, this defense is doing the thing, but then boom. And then the defense, they start imploding. They out there so long. And then it's like, then Ravens offense, then they want to start waking up. And it's just a crazy process, man. It's a crazy process. And hopefully the Ravens, they break it. But anyway, my guy Lando said, can we talk about the no TD on the one bad play calling? Which drive you talking about Ravens offense, or you talking about the David Njoku? Which drive you talking about? I don't know which one you're talking about. Ravens defense has been stepping up lately. Great to see. Love that we didn't let the run game get going, but also had Nick Chubb on my fantasy team. Hey, that's it's all good, man. I'm glad that I hope you lost. I hope you lost because Nick Chubb ain't go off. And I say that straight up. I still love you, but I hope you lost just because of that alone. But anyway, on the 1 yard line when we were on first and goal. Okay, I got you. But yeah, that was defense in a nutshell. They did their thing. Now Brandon Stevens, he struggled a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. And he's still adjusting to the position. It's a brand new position. He went from playing running back to playing cornerback to playing safety, and it's a process, man. It's a process. So he's coming along. Boyle did play. Boyle played for sure. But yeah, Josh Bynes, he had made a nice play. Chuck Clark, after he dropped that pick, a couple plays later, he set the edge, and that was another play where Patrick Queen was in the backfield. He made a crazy tackle in the back. Patrick Queen was just on it today, man. That's why I really thought he was going to get a pick. Y'all heard me keep saying it during the stream. I was like, I know a Patrick Queen pick is on the way. I know it's on the way. Because the way that this dude was just balling tonight, man, he was on it. So shout out to him. Give Steven some time. It's going to be a steep learning curve, but he's doing great for a rookie out of position. Yeah, man. Boyle did play. He was out there. He played. He ain't really getting no action, but I remember seeing him come in motion on one play. I remember seeing that number 86 come running across the play. So yeah, he was out there. Lamar liked to tweet about getting his heart broken before the game. That's why he didn't play that. He's so stupid, man. Hey, maybe that tweet was on his mind all game. Who knows, man? Y'all was calling Queen trash earlier this season. I didn't forget. It's not that he was trash. He was just playing bad earlier this season. He was playing bad. So that's it. And they simplified stuff for him. They gave him a direct responsibility. And they just compressed everything for him and just made it easier and allowed him to do something that he had been doing before where he succeeded at, and they put him in that position to succeed. And now look at that. Look what happens when you do that. It's crazy. No, I was talking about when we were on the goal line and we didn't score. We had 4 bad play call on that false start when we had to settle for 3. No. Yeah, I know you was talking about that one. I know you was talking about that play. I was talking about that same play too. Hold on, let me see something. Uh-oh. What? Let me see what Kareem Hunt's daddy's saying. He's saying now I'm getting people on my Facebook saying I'm being like OBJ daddy and I'm not stating facts on football. And what we see, he's limping. He's scared to throw the ball, and they know he's hurt. They're gonna keep listening. But if people don't like what I'm saying, unfriend me. I'm not jeopardizing nothing. I got a right to speak. I ain't posting no videos. Have a good day. Go Browns. Hopefully. He said hopefully. Anyway, Cam Wee, what's up, man? 8-3, and we ain't hot yet. We still building. Ooh, they do a little more than building. They got a lot of building to do, man. But yeah, you're right. They not hot yet. That's true. They need to get something going soon. But yeah, they ain't hot yet, man. I don't know why I had my hopes for the Browns to win, so my Pats could take the number 1 seed. I knew all along you guys was gonna win. I didn't. This game, I told a couple of my guys, like I didn't feel good about this game. I really didn't. But I'm so glad Ravens, even though it was so ugly, they took care of business. Took care of business. Yeah, man. Like a whole lot of building, man, for sure. Lamar was actually good outside of the interceptions. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. If you would have told me today Gus Peters got hurt, that we'd be 8-3 in the 1 seed, I would have taken it. Still not happy. A lot of work to do. Yeah, whole lot of work to do. 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 Special teams. Moving on to special teams. Justin Tucker is amazing. I mean, what's new? Sam Cook had some nice punts. There was one punt where it ended up rolling into the end zone because I think Kevon, I think is Kevon Seymour. He missed it, but it was like it was whatever. So yeah, but yeah, special teams. Sam Cook had some good punts. Justin Tucker made the field goal and made some long field goals too. Lando, appreciate that. If you're learning football, don't watch the race. No, I wouldn't say that. He said, if you're learning football, don't watch the Ravens. I wouldn't say that because Ravens can teach you about maybe the X's and O's, maybe not. But, well, they can. But they can teach you about adversity. They can teach you about really relying on your teammates, relying on each other. They can teach you about picking each other up when one of y'all is down. Because, again, offense was down. And that defense certainly picked them up all game long. So they can teach you about the game within the game when it comes to football. So, yeah, they could definitely teach you about some stuff, man. Perseverance, that's a great word for sure. Resilience is another one. And, again, adversity, like we said earlier. So, yeah, they could definitely teach you about some stuff, man. Now, if you want to learn run defense and pursuit, watch the Ravens. Okay. It doesn't matter how much we should have beat them by. A win is a win. That's true, Post. A win is a win. Now, the Ravens, again, we said the same thing, but they better like fix some stuff. Because again, they got the first hard game out of the way. This is the first one. Now this team goes on a bye. Browns go on a bye. So they get to sit back, watch all this film, and then watch you dog it out with the Steelers next week, and then they get to play you again. And they don't have any games in between that. So it's coaching and players, you're going to have to step it up next week because it's going to be that much harder. Because they will have played the Ravens 2 games in a row. 2 games in a row. It's unheard of stuff like that, man. That's crazy. But anyway, offense. Woo! Offense, Lamar. Ugly game, terrible game. Mark Andrews, he wasn't complaining. No, he like, Lamar, hey, hit me, I'm open. And Lamar like, oh, okay. Pick. Now, one of the picks, the only pick that is not on Lamar is the one that Bateman thought was for him. Just a little misunderstanding right there. That's the only one. That's the only one. But the other 3, they were on Lamar. There was one when Mark Andrews, he was in between like 2 defenders. Mark Andrews was right here. He had a defender right here. He had a defender right there. Instead of throwing it directly to Mark Andrews, Lamar kind of passed it to the inside defender, pick. There was another one where Lamar was going for Mark Andrews, and the safety, he was right there. He was waiting. He was waiting. He was like, oh, I know he ain't gonna throw it. 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 I know he's not about to throw this ball. This guy, Lamar Jackson, is not about to throw this. I know he's not. There's no way that he throws this. Lamar said, oh, no, I'm throwing it. Jumped it. Pick. He was just sitting there. He was sitting on it. He was sitting there waiting on it. And then the last one where Lamar, he sailed it. That thing was in the air for about 20 minutes. But he threw that short. He threw that short. Oh, let me see. I think I got a text for that. Oh, yeah, John. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for keeping us informed. Team Keep It Clean. Appreciate that, Jonathan. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. So that with Lamar, they were bad. Those were on him. I wish Lamar wasn't so loyal. Oh, yeah, he ain't gonna call nobody out. That ain't him. Lamar's a peaceful dude, man. Peaceful dude, peaceful businessman. He don't call nobody out. And the thing about that, see, if Lamar did that, it's tough because Lamar is not judged with the same criteria that a lot of these other quarterbacks are judged for. A lot of these other quarterbacks, they could call out their offensive coordinator. They could have beef with their offensive coordinator. Remember that from a team that we just played tonight. They can have beef with their head coach. They can have all this stuff and it be public, but they would never get dragged like Lamar Jackson would get dragged if that same thing happened with him. So it's sad, but it's the truth, and it is what it is. He can't do a lot of these same things that a lot of these other quarterbacks can do. He's just, they won't let him live for that ever. But anyway, he had a bad game tonight for sure. Bad game. The offense they couldn't get it going. Now, again, same thing we've been saying all year, and it's been the Ravens' Achilles heel this year. When Lamar has time, he's been doing his thing, but Lamar ain't been having no time. He ain't been having no time. He ain't been having no time. But the throws that, again, those interceptions, the 3 out of the 4, man, that's a lot of picks. That's a lot of picks, but 3 out of the 4, it's on Lamar. One was a bad decision. Second one was a bad the first one was a bad throw. Because, again, he threw it inside, and it should have been not outside, but it should have been right to Mark Andrews. First one was a bad throw. Second one was a bad decision because the safety was just sitting on it. And the third one, not the Rashad Bateman one. That wasn't on Lamar. But the 3 that were on Lamar, one was a bad throw, one was a bad decision, and the other one was a bad throw. The deep one to Mark Andrews. And shout out to Mark Andrews for trying to make another one-hand catch. So when we said it during the stream, I was saying, I think if Mark and shout out to the defensive back for making a great play. He made a phenomenal play to get that interception. But if Mark Andrews wouldn't have went for it, I'm not mad that he went for it. It's a great thing that he went for it because he's trying to make a play. That's what you're supposed to do. But if he wouldn't have went for it, I think it would have just been an incompletion. But so shout out to Mark Andrews, man. The worst one was, I think, the one that Andrews sat down in open space and Lamar just threw to the defender instead. Yeah, the worst one. Yeah, that was the worst one because that's the one that the defender was sitting on. He was waiting on it. Did the game just end or something? About 40 minutes ago, maybe, I think. So yeah, it's been a little while. Lamar also did miss. He missed Mark early for a touchdown. Oh, what's up, Brand? He did miss Andrews wide open. He overthrew him. Yeah, he overthrew him. Lamar definitely not MVP race no more with that trashy performance. Well, no, Lamar he's been out of the MVP race in the league even after the Dolphins game. But Lamar's numbers, if it's about numbers, Lamar's not getting MVP this year. Nope, not at all. But if you watch the games and you realize what this Ravens team would be without Lamar, then he's MVP all day. Straight up. Numbers, he ain't getting that this year. But he's getting the wins Oh, Garrett tipped that pass to Andrews for the TD. He did? Really? I can't say Kyler's MVP. Kyler ain't even been playing. So I feel like he's out of it. He ain't even been playing. He missed what? How many games now? So no, I feel like he's out of it. He disqualified. Couldn't have been said better. It's true though, man. It's true with Lamar again. Yeah, we MVP. He ain't putting up sexy numbers right now. He ain't doing that. But all you got to do is watch one Ravens game. Just watch one. Watch one, and you look at what this dude is doing. Like even the touchdown to Mark Andrews. With so many other quarterbacks, that's not a touchdown. It's not a touchdown. It's a sack or it's a throwaway or it's a sack and a fumble. But it's not a touchdown. With Lamar, it was a touchdown. But yeah, he got to have a bounce back game next week. It's because it only gets tougher from here because you got Steelers, and they come off a game where they just got stomped by the Bengals. So and Steelers usually have had Lamar's number. They usually had Lamar's number. I mean, he only played them once last year, once in 2019, and not at all in 2018. So he's only played them twice, but still, they've had his number. So we'll see what goes down with that. Now, I think didn't we still win the Steelers game in 2019? Then we won it, but he didn't have his best game. Even though one of those picks that they said was a pick, it wasn't no pick. But I'm pretty sure we still won that game. I'm pretty sure because we only lost to the Browns and the Chiefs that year in regular season. So we still beat the Steelers, but Ben Roethlisberger, he didn't play. So Lamar's only went against Big Ben once. Man, that sucks. Only went against Big Ben one time. So at least we get Lamar versus Big Ben next week, and hopefully that he can be 1-1 against them. That would be nice. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, Lamar's 1-1 versus Steelers. Yeah, he is. Offensive line, same story. Offensive line it's been bad. It's been bad, like really bad. Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney, that was a big fear of mine going into this game, and they showed why. You have two really good pass rushers on each side. It's not even fair. Jadeveon Clowney was somebody that y'all know I've wanted the Ravens to sign him for the longest. I've wanted the Ravens to get Jadeveon Clowney for the longest. Was it 2 years ago? Was it last year or the year before last? I think it was last year where they tried. But they didn't get him. But Jadeveon Clowney, he is nice. Him, Myles Garrett put pressure on Lamar all game. Myles Garrett made so many plays. Jadeveon Clowney made plays. Those dudes are ballers. They make life easier for the interior of the defensive line. The defensive line makes life easier for them. And Ravens offensive line, they help too. But those guys can play, man. Myles Garrett is worth every single dollar that they paid him and more. And Jadeveon Clowney, he's worth it. He has been coming through for them, man. I'm still shocked that the Ravens won this game. What does that say about that Browns team, though? Oof. But I'm still shocked that the Ravens won this game. The way Lamar put Clowney on skates, yeah, he made a miss. That was nice, man. And again, Clowney got experience with Lamar from the Seahawks game. So Clowney knows how tough of an opponent Lamar is. He knows what he brings. So, but yeah, this game, Clowney got a nice little hit on him too then. Because Clowney was like, hey, man, you ain't about to just shake me like that. Why drop that shoulder? Yeah, he called roughing the passer, but I'm sure Clowney was like, whatever. Their offense can't do nothing anyway. So we'll take that roughing the passer call. Myles Garrett, he got a sack, and he got pressure. He got he knocked down the pass. Goodness, man, these dudes were amazing. But yeah, Browns, shout out to Browns and their secondary catching all them picks. Somebody in the stream said, oh, man, Browns secondary, they caught more passes than Ravens receivers did tonight. I was like, oh, boy. But Browns, their defense, they brought it. Jock, whatever his name is, he can fly. The best play that I think he made tonight was where Hollywood, the Ravens threw a quick pass to Hollywood. There was a lot of open space, but it was Jock and Hollywood closed in on him, dove at them ankles, got him. He got him. It's like, oh, okay, let's go. He got him. Wow, great play. But that guy definitely got some open field speed. It's the mustache on gear. It's something. Yeah, it may be that. It's something though. I don't know what it is, but it sure is something. Hollywood. How much catches did he have? Like 6? You know what? Let me look it up. Jock plays with great angles. Ooh, yeah. That's what I noticed with his draft tape. Okay, well, that definitely came to fruition tonight. Them angles, because that's all that was. Because if you would think, like, who's faster between Hollywood and him? I would think that it'd be Hollywood, but you never know. But it's all about angles. Somebody could be way faster than you, but if you take that right angle in your pursuit, you can get him. So Hollywood had 8 catches tonight for 51 yards. And then there was that one where, Lamar could have put it in. He could have kept it inside a little more. I think he put a little tiny bit too outside. I think Hollywood still had a little chance, but it was a little too outside for him. But when Hollywood ran that little stop and go, the corner ain't really bite, but Hollywood had a little bit of position on him. But I do like that they were taking the shots. They were taking a couple shots. Now, something that somebody mentioned, I'm a fan of the Ravens, but Myles Garrett is the truth. Oh, for sure. You ain't gotta feel bad when you say that. I know a lot of people say, oh, they feel bad when they acknowledge another player, how good they are on another team. But they got to get it out. Hey, I'm a Ravens fan, though. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Don't feel bad, man. You ain't gotta be on a guilt trip. He said when Garrett shook Lamar's hand on that marked touchdown, that was so awesome. It's respect, man. It's respect. That's when Jadeveon Clowney was like, threw his helmet down. But Myles Garrett was like, man, straight up, good play, man. Good stuff. That's love right there, man. That's respect. Game recognized game. And he does, man. Look at Lamar's tweet. Oh, let me see, man. Stefanski called this game exactly Roman versus Miami. Aware of the blitz and refusal to adjust, I'll take it. Oh, goodness gracious. Let me see. I'm getting back in the lab. Good team win. Defense, great stuff. Okay. I had to clean it up because he ain't say it like that. I had to do a team keep it clean version. So y'all go look at it for yourself if you want to see exactly what he said. But Yeah, Snap Duke. We were just reading about that earlier. No, this wasn't Hollywood's best game. It wasn't his worst, but it wasn't his best. Mark Andrews, when he did actually get the ball to him and not to the defender that was on him, he caught 4 passes for 65 yards. We talked about the touchdown a little earlier. Rashad Bateman, again, 4 catches, 31 yards. And again, the confusion just didn't. He was targeted 4 times, caught all 4. I didn't know why there was that absence, that Rashad Bateman absence in the second half. Craziest thing. Sammy Watkins caught that 1 catch for 8 yards. I think it was a first down. He caught it on the left sideline, and didn't see Sammy get involved too much tonight. Duvernay had a catch. Oh, it must have been one of them little jet sweeps. Patrick Ricard, he had that 1 catch. I thought he got a yard, but I guess he didn't get anything. Well, Lamar was under all that crazy pressure. What's new? And then he was trying to make people miss, and then got it to Ricard at the last second, and Ricard was actually behind the line of scrimmage, so he would have lost a couple yards, but he just kept trucking and rolling, and then he ended up making it to where the play was no gain. They didn't lose anything, but they didn't gain anything either. So shout out to Pat Ricard. Tylan Wallace, man. What happened on that play? Because I didn't see it. Tylan Wallace, I thought that he was going to have his first catch of the year. And Lamar threw it to him. It looked like he caught it on the sideline. I'm like, let's go, Tyler. Because I saw that 16 out there. I'm like, oh, let's go. And they're like, oh, it's 2nd and 10. What happened? Did y'all see what happened on that one? Are we ever going to use Juwan James at left tackle? Well, he got to get healthy first. He got to get healthy. He ain't healthy. He's still on he on I think he's on the non-injury related list, non-football injury related list. Cause he's not on injury reserve, I don't believe. So yeah, he got to get healthy. Just got home from the bank. Oh, I'm glad you did your thing. He wasn't in the game. Who you talking about? Tylan Wallace? Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was in the game for sure. Lamar threw him the ball. It looked like he caught it, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. So it was crazy, man. Oh, he's saying Jawan was on the sideline? Oh, nice. I see improvement in spite of this game, especially on defense. Yeah, only on defense did you see improvement. Whoa, offense, there was no improvement there. Devontae Freeman, it's like they were being a little hesitant, letting him lead. My guy, Lando, that he was talking about, he wanted to bring up that with Ravens offense, they were moving the ball downfield. They were going, and they got to like the 2-yard line. They tried to run it with Latavius Murray, short yardage back, understood, didn't get it. They tried to run it again, short yardage back, understood, but he didn't get it. Then they tried to play action. We all saw that coming. They tried to play action. Lamar tried to throw it to Mark Andrews, but Myles Garrett jumped up, knocked it down. We saw that play coming. We knew that was coming on a third down. We knew they weren't going to try to run it again. So then it's 4th and 1. We all figured they were going for it. It's like, come on, you can't come down all this way and kick a field goal. No way. So they lining up, and 4th and 1. It's like, okay, what they gonna do? Then Zeitler. It was so frustrating. Because that takes away your chance at getting 6. Took away the chance, and I'm just like, man. So at least they made the field goal, though. So it's always good when you make your field goals. Freeman and Andrews are kind of the get extra yards with pure effort duo. We have to be appreciative of Freeman, and he improvised on that last drive to get yards. We needed so badly. We needed too badly. Yeah, I'm not complaining. We won a Super Bowl off field goals. Hey, if they could do that in today's NFL, that would be something. So you never know. Well, Eric, what's up, man? What's going on? Queen is playing some great football lately, and I love it. We all do, for sure. We all do. Yeah, Devontae Freeman. He been trying, man. He been doing what he can behind his offensive line. Shout out to Tyson Williams. He got a carry today, and he got a pass thrown his way. So that Latavius Murray, he got some little grinded out yards. So I mean, for me, I just don't have the expectation with Latavius. When Latavius Murray's in the game, I don't really expect like many rushing yards. I don't expect him to break a big one or anything like that. My expectations are they're lowered a bit. So that's that. But yeah, that was a game. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. He was all right. So he said we need to get rid of Tyson. I mean, they pretty much already got rid of him because they don't do nothing with him. After he got the pass thrown his way or after he got that carry, I couldn't believe it because I'm like, oh man, they left him in for 2 plays in a row. What? But then I looked and it was really Devontae Freeman. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. That makes sense. Murray has a burst for sure, but somehow he doesn't have Freeman's vision, it seems. I don't know what he has because I don't really see the burst much. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't really be seeing it much. Murray should have made that touchdown in the red zone. Yeah. Tucker is a goal kicker, but there's no doubt about that. That's true. King of Kick said, I'll take a win however we get it. Oh, yeah, we would agree. We would agree with that for sure. Because, again, ugly win is much better than a pretty loss. If Lamar came out there, threw 6 touchdowns tonight, threw for 430 yards, was like 25 for 30. Nice stats. But if they would have lost, okay. Well, good game, Lamar. Great stuff. Got some different receivers involved. Threw a lot of touchdowns, but they lost. And this game, Lamar throws 1 touchdown, throws 4 picks, 4 interceptions. Oof, ugh. Yuck. But they won. It's like, oh, I don't know how that happened, but we'll take it because they won. They add a W to the win column, and they put themselves again at the top of the AFC. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Man, I see y'all getting on Villanueva. Yeah, he struggled a lot. But again, who do we play next week? Oh, is TJ Watt healthy? Pretty sure he is. Oh yeah, because he was trying to rough up Burrow today. I forgot about that. So we play TJ Watt next week. Cam Hayward. Because I was gonna say, well, hey, with Alejandro Villanueva, look at who he was going against. Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, yeah, mostly Myles Garrett. One of the best, if not the best, pass rusher out there, defensive end out there. Like that's who is gonna have a good day against him. But then I was like, okay, well, let's see who he plays next week. Oh, he plays TJ Watt, go against Cam Hayward in the. Oh, okay, well, we'll see. So the challenges just continue to get even tougher. But anyway, team, keep it clean. I appreciate y'all. This was a fun night, crazy night, because Ravens, they all this Looney Tune stuff. But they got the win, and that's what matters the most. I appreciate y'all. Watt is better than Garrett this year. Watt is in the league of his own right now. Well, that definitely gives me a lot of confidence going into next week. They're gonna line him up on what's his name, Alejandro Villanueva on purpose. It's gonna be intentional. They're gonna say, "Oh, you line up on that side." It'll be like, oh boy. There was one play where Patrick McCarry, I was like, you know what? I respect it because he's like, I can't get this guy. There was one play where Jadeveon Clowney was rushing, and Patrick McCarry, he just got beat straight up. He got beat. So with one last effort, he just pushed him because Jadeveon Clowney has sort of got around him, and one last effort, Patrick McCarry just pushed him. I forgot what happened on the play, but I just remember that push. I was like, all right, shout out to you, man. But anyway, he said TJ might mess around and break the sack record. Let's hope not, man. But anyway, team, keep it clean. Appreciate y'all coming through. Thank you for watching the game with us. It was nice that we finally got to stream again because it's been a very long time. Because again, we missed the last two games. But yeah, next week is the Steelers, and I believe next week is a 425 game. Let me just double check. I believe so, but let me see. You say your chest still hurt. Oof. I believe you. Yeah, 425. It was so nice today being able to relax for a while. Had the meeting in the morning and then got to just relax. Family, we went to Target. We went to Starbucks. I got a little refresher. They didn't have any dragonberry or dragon fruit. They didn't have any dragon fruit. They were like, oh, we don't have the pieces, but we can still make the drink. It just won't have the pieces in it. I was like, okay, cool. Thanks. So they made the drink. Didn't taste good. I'm like, oh, wow. I guess the pieces, they make that much of a difference. But they, it was nice just relaxing today throughout the day and not having that stress from the Ravens. And then we even took Pookie out, our little golden retriever. We took her out and we was walking, just having a good time today, man. And then of course these Ravens, they finished the night off right because they got the win. So that was great. Oh, I installed a light fixture today. Very edge. I can't really do it in the house. I felt accomplished. Hey, that's good, man. You should. Clowney is my wife's cousin's boy. I was giving her the blues. Oh man, that's crazy. I got a feeling we're gonna see the Ravens versus Pats in the playoffs. That's what I said too. I feel like both of those teams are on the way to meet each other, but we'll see. I forgot to mention Bowser on that very last drive where he broke up the pass intended for the tight end because it looked like a completion, but Bowser played through the whistle, man. He said, nope, I'm playing through this. I'm finishing this play. And he finished it. And then on the fourth down where they completed it. Was it the David Njoku? I forgot who it was. But Bowser made that tackle that stopped it from being a first down. So shout out to Bowser. He was amazing tonight. He was amazing. So yeah, he said Bowser's a real man. I like that. Back to climbing roofs tomorrow. Okay, you had a good weekend. That's what's up, man. Tyus been balling. Yeah, shout out to Tyus, man. All right, y'all. Make sure you leave a like on the video. Click that thumbs up button. And again, thank you. I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for making this so much fun. And I will see you all tomorrow. I'm sure we'll have a nice, busy week. But it'll be a fun week as it always is as we get ready for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Team, keep it clean. I love y'all. Y'all have a real good night. Get some rest because I know after that game, we all gonna need it. We out.
Yeah, this feels like a dream. And you know just what I mean. You see my boy, he like gotta made it. Boy, he's a fan and he like the Ravens. And you know just what I mean. You two team, keep it clean. You see my boy, he like gotta made it. Boy, that's my homie, ain't that right engraving. Shout out to engraving.